Hey, what's up, David? What's going on? What's up, Edith? Just inviting the crew here.
Hello,
There we
hello.
go. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's going on? Ease in there.
Yeah, I know. It's just with Instagram, you just gotta do it a few times before it works.
What's
Cause I
going
saw
on,
you,
big
but
beard?
had to add you a few times. I don't know why it's not letting me.
Hey, go ahead and try and do a request. That's what I did.
Yeah, he is. He is. I'm hitting accept. It's just not letting me. Let me see. Yeah. Let me try to request you.
I hope everybody that is tapping in right now has had a great week thus far. Happy New Year,
There
Merry
you go.
Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa,
Maybe that'll
Happy
do it.
Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and all that good stuff. Happy all of that.
I sent you an invite, E. Just accept it.
Happy everything.
Yeah, if you accept it. Yeah, because it says you're here, but yeah, I invited you. You gotta accept it. Like, accept the invite. Cause
I'm sure he's probably accepting the invite because I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
If we're gonna start in 2 seconds, we're gonna have to start over. He said he requested. Yeah, either request he's not able to accept it and he's tapping, it's not working. So he sent you one. He
Yeah,
said
I know, but
y'all
if
will
I
both
could,
have
I would. Okay.
Let me
Yeah,
know
it's
if you
doing
want
the
to.
unable to join thing.
All right, so we go ahead and disconnect and then do it again and then add E first and see if that works.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
wait.
All right, yeah, I'm
There
in here
he
now.
is.
Yeah. What's
There
going
he
on,
is.
everybody?
Yeah, you gotta accept the invite,
No,
I
it ain't
guess.
no accept. It just did it. Like I said, I requested. I don't know if you sent it through or something, but it wasn't no like accept or nothing. It just
Oh, okay.
kind of was just stuck. But what's going on, everybody? Y'all all right? Everybody good?
What's
Happy
up,
New
Yeah, we
man?
Year.
good. We
Happy New
good.
Year. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
What's
Happy
up,
all of that good
everybody?
stuff.
What's going on? Appreciate everybody
What's
that
going
tapped
on,
in.
Babalao?
Yeah, everybody that tapped in on the view. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we
Yep.
appreciate it. So, what we have up for discussion?
We got a bunch of
Evening.
stuff. It's a whole lot of little stuff. And I mean, we can throw in a couple other things if we need to. But so as many of you guys know, we took off for the holidays. And in true fashion, when you take off, you come back to work with a whole bunch of stuff waiting for you, right?
Mhm.
So a whole bunch of stuff has happened since our last end of our 2021 podcast. So we're just gonna go over some of that stuff. Like we're gonna kick it off with Kanye. Kanye West bought a house across the street from Kim Kardashian. He intends on tearing the house down and building a mansion. I mean, I have my opinions about that. I mean, I get why you might do it for the kids, but as far as that ex relationship goes, I think that my personal opinion, nobody has to subscribe to it, but I think that that is toxic as hell.
No, I mean, I think it's honestly though on a up and up. I think that's that's legit. You got a little crib that's right next door to your
No,
family,
across the
everybody.
street.
But that's what I'm saying. Like y'all can still technically be almost like a family, but even if y'all got separate households, you know what I'm
You could
saying?
do
Where it's
that.
like,
You could do
you
that
know
from
what I'm
down the
saying?
street.
What difference do it make if it's down? All the kids got to go down the
It
street. We
makes
don't know
a
what can
huge
happen
difference.
across the street. I can see you come across the street.
See, Sam,
Exactly.
Down the
you just
street, I
thinking
gotta stand
from
out
a
the street.
selfish
Da,
aspect.
da, da.
standpoint, you're not thinking about the kids.
Who,
You feel
me?
me?
Yeah.
God,
You're not
kids
thinking
gonna
about
be
the
You feel
alright.
me?
kids.
You
Let
You're
feel
me
not
me?
thinking
explain
about the
something to
kids.
y'all
Like
about.
if you think about the kids, the parents living close together is the most
That's the
beneficial
move.
thing. But if you're
Time,
just
Yeah.
thinking about the individuals,
time out.
I don't want to
then
see you.
it's a
Yeah,
different
I don't
Time
want
out.
story.
that. Yeah.
Time out. First of all, let's break this down for a
We can
second. We're
still
talking about.
always both
Hold
be
on.
at a
Hold
place
on.
for
Hold on.
dinner.
We're
Possibly.
talking about. Hold on. We're talking about a man who does not want to divorce his wife, and she's ready to be out the relationship so bad she has asked the court to declare her single, not even divorced. Okay, he's making songs about her. She has moved on to another relationship, right? You're talking about somebody who does not want to let go of that situation. All right, that's number one. Number two, when you're talking about the children and you have that I don't want to let go, but I do type of situation, that is unhealthy for the children, right? Because they get to see the toxicity in that circumstance. That's not healthy. The reason why I
I
say
gotta push
being
back on
down,
that.
hold on, let me finish my point. The reason why I say him maybe going down the street, round the corner, next block over, whatever, they're still close enough in proximity where they can do the things that y'all are talking about doing, but it's something totally different. You get to see when people coming and going from your crib. Like you don't have that access anymore. That relationship is now done.
But you should technically have access to know who either or is having
That's
around
where a
your child.
conversation
You
comes
you
in. But
should.
Exactly, E.
that's a
And
conversation,
honestly
E.
though, not to say
That's a
that
conversation.
that's not the conversation. But it's not to
No,
say that
there
he's not
should be a
even going.
conversation, is what I'm
It
saying.
should be, yes, you should have
Right,
conversations about maybe if you want to introduce your kids to your significant other, okay, that's
right.
cool. But I feel like at the same time though, I feel like, yo, no, them kids being close by like that, it allows the family to kind of still seem like they kind of close by, even though understanding that sometimes people might need to separate.
But
You know what
but
I'm
the thing
saying? But
about it
we
was
still
Kanye been
clear
living in
enough.
a whole other state all this time. So that makes it even more toxic. It's not
But
like he was living in the house
no,
and he
okay,
moved across
okay,
the
yeah,
street. My
because I
man
could
was
come
living in
home to my
Colorado.
house. I could come to my house when I came home. Now,
No,
when I come
that's
back
not
to
his
LA,
house
it's not
no
my house.
more.
Okay, when I come to California, it's not my house. You're right. So I'm gonna go to the one right across the street. It ain't
Across
shit.
the
I'll just
street is
buy
too
another house.
close.
I'll buy another house right there. You feel me? And then we
Nah,
ain't even gotta go through that. We ain't gotta go
I
through
ain't
that.
going
I'll
for
be
it.
right here. I'm here,
I ain't going
always
for it.
active. And that's my whole thing. Like, is that like he is able to still technically be active in a child's life and have that presence there.
But you
You
can
know,
be
it's not even
active.
really
But
about
you can be active and present down the street.
you
Like,
can,
let me
you
ask you a
can.
quick question. Okay, E, your parents still together?
No.
Okay. How old were they? How old were you when your parents separated?
So, like, I don't know, birth. I want to say because my parents wasn't married, so yeah.
Okay. What about you, Malik? When your parents were here, were they
When
still together?
I was young, like a
All right.
little kid.
All
But
right.
but see, the funny thing is, my dad lived down the street from my mom, so
Down the street. That's
it's three
different
house
from
like
across the street. You see
it's
what I'm
not that
saying?
far.
You feel me? You're
It's not
following
it's,
what's going
like
on.
it's walking distance. Like it's
That's
not that
cool.
far.
Down the street is way
I
different
can throw a
from
rock and hit
across.
his house probably.
That's cool.
You
Down the
see what I'm
street
saying?
is
What difference?
different from directly
But maybe
across
you
the
can help me
street.
understand what the difference is between down the
The
street.
difference is privacy. You
I,
have a certain
I
semblance of
mean, you still
privacy
can
for
drive
whatever.
on that street and
But
just
hold on, no.
cruise
Let
And
by.
me
I'm
say
sure we
this,
got
Steve. Hold
gates.
on,
And we
check it.
got
Let me
gates.
say,
It ain't like niggas
nah,
can just
hold
drive into
on.
our
It's
driveway.
one thing if you are living across the street. I just gotta peek out the window, see who's coming and going, what cars is in the driveway, whole 9 yards. Something else if I look down the street or around the corner or on the other block. That's something too. That's different. There's a certain semblance of privacy that you get, especially when you're talking about an ex. You guys got kids together, and he moved from freaking Colorado out in the mountains someplace. You know what I'm saying? To come, wait till she says I'm leaving. Oh, now I'm gonna go try to get her back by living across the street. Like,
Hey yo,
come
I
on,
think that's the
man.
move though. Like in all fairness,
No,
when it comes to your family and you love your family, you want to be there,
you
bro.
can
Like
you can
I don't
definitely be
think you. I
close
think you
and
can
love your
stand out
family
like that. I think you can
from
stand
down
out
the
like
street.
that. Like it should be no rules if you want to kind of keep that kind of going. It's provided you're not being
There's
toxic or
definitely
nothing
rules.
like that, but too
So what
toxic.
happens? So let
You
me
know,
ask you
toxic
this:
can
What
be
happens
anything.
if? What happens if the divorce becomes final? Kim
Mhm.
moves on. Kanye, he's trying to move on, but he still wants his wife and his family back. It's not
Of
gonna happen.
course.
It's not gonna happen, right?
Right.
Because
It could still happen.
Kim Kardashian is the move on queen. She's gonna move on, right? So she gets the next dude, and he's in the crib. He lives there, whatever, whatever. You gonna tell me it's gonna be just, oh, one big happy family? I get to peek at my ex-wife and her husband and my kids anytime I want to out the window on some crazy stalker creeper man stuff.
I mean, yeah, I think in that situation, at least the husband can possibly have an opportunity to see who she really dating. It is what it is. It ain't like he gonna be able to
It's not
go
her
over there and
husband.
tell her to get out the house. Her, it is her husband up until today.
No,
Currently,
no.
I
When they
don't
get a
know if the
divorce, it's
court
not her husband. He can't tell her
win.
nothing.
That's the win. But the
It's
here and
coming.
now, is not there, and so right now they still together. And I feel as though, like, you know what I'm saying. End of the day, even if you're trying to move forward with that and you don't know how that might work out, at least you get to stay close to your kids. And if that's what you really care about, we didn't see videos earlier this year where a man lost his life for trying to go see his kid. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's something serious. So I think, when you come to feeling like, I want to be in my child's life, it's not even really so much about the relationship that I'm staying right across the street from you, because as we see,
It
both
is
of
though.
them are kind of moving forward. It is to a small degree, but like, let's be honest, like they're saying, like, it ain't too many people that she maybe can move on that has the type of, clout that he has or whatever. So like,
Kim Kardashian does not necessarily move on with people with the same clout. You see what I'm saying? Like she goes from person to person.
Yeah,
right, but
yeah,
I
she
don't never
does.
see her. I don't really see it
She's
go
usually a
down too much.
stand up though.
I have a slight emergency. I'll be right back.
Yeah. But I
All
was gonna
right.
say to Sam's point, I don't never really see it being like a down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and not from nothing that I remember, but I can't remember exactly where these two happened. But I remember her kind of getting on the scene through Reggie Bush, and I think maybe the only time it might have been down was when she married that one dude, the Hooper dude, Chris Humphries. But aside from that, I think that was like, you know what I'm saying, the only
Yeah,
thing that I
yeah.
could
She
see.
usually elevated up. Like
Yeah,
she
and,
usually
and, and
did it up.
possibly that
Like
could be an elevation, because you got to remember, niggas wasn't really marrying females at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Females that
What
got
y'all talking?
names out there like that. Like,
Well, the reason why I also think it's toxic is because I don't think it's healthy for the children if it's unhealthy for them.
I mean,
Right?
I don't think the mere fact that he lives across the street is a toxic, but it depends on how he treats the divorce could potentially be toxic. So, I
Right.
mean, hey, if she doesn't want to live across the street from him, she has
She doesn't
plenty
even
of
want to be
money
considered
to move.
divorced. Like she doesn't even want to be considered divorced. Like think about it in those terms. You're talking about something that
I don't know.
now
That's just the celebrity Hollywood
I
stuff.
don't think so because
That
everybody knows that they
well,
were married. Like it's not like
I know
it's
that's
a
just my opinion on that
yeah,
part.
but I think that she's trying to distance herself as much as she can without it interfering with her children, right? And I think
Right.
that because the thing of it is the issues that Kanye
Hey,
has
Mousy.
with his mental health and all that, I really think that it's really she's trying to separate herself from it. And it almost feels to me as if as much as she tries to separate herself, the closer he keeps trying to push himself on her. And
girl,
that's the
like, I think
reason
that's so
and I
crazy.
think
Like,
that
he ain't
I
even
think
worried.
I
Like,
think that hold on, let me finish. And I think that has there's an opportunity there to have a negative impact on the kids. You know what I'm saying? I just do. That I really, really do. What was the last thing you were saying, E? And we can go on to the next topic.
Hey, Mousy. What's up?
hey, what's going
Hey,
on,
man.
Monty? Appreciate that. What I was gonna say though was, like, I think when we talk about that whole situation of, what would that effect be on the kids, I really think that that's the only focus that it should be. Both of them are two adults, and you know what I'm saying. People go through situations, and it's not to say that I think that, oh, one person should, you know what I'm saying. One person should consider the other person's feelings more in a breakup. It's a breakup. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying, at that situation. But I think ultimately for the opportunity, I don't know anyone else, but if you ask any kid or anybody, they would want their parent to be, like you said, across the street, possibly, you know what I'm saying? If they could, if their parents weren't going to be together. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I think
think
that's
that just
kind of like the
depends.
best type of situation that you could low key have if
I
y'all
think
had
that
to be
depends.
separated. But also to the point though, I don't necessarily think it has to be so much like him trying to, like, still cling on to the Kardashian name. because I don't feel
Not
like
the
that's
Kardashian
necessarily,
name.
or
I know,
her in particular.
just
Like,
Kim. Yeah.
I don't. I feel like the only reason that we see him actually going so hard is because he wants to be with her. You know what I'm saying? Simply like that's who I kind of wanted. I've gotten a lot of things that I wanted out of life with, along with the young lady that I wanted it to be with. Like, but some stuff, you know, whatever, mental illness, other things that may have came about. Things aren't where I wanted them to be, but that's kind of who I wanted it to be with. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing play out. And if he has to move forward, we see him kind of doing so. But you know, because you can't change her mind. Her mind made up. Her mind made up. She
That's my
gone.
point.
It's over. You know what I mean? It might take him a minute to
Right.
catch it. And plus, he a Gemini too, so you
Okay,
know
everything is.
it takes seconds to some time for a
Southern
Gemini to catch
Fancy.
on to something like
Well,
because
y'all
in your
better catch
mind
up.
you
Hurry
so
up.
used to like being able to make the things happen in their world. You know what I'm saying? Like so, just because something like you
Yeah,
take doubt
respectable.
all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody that has a level of confidence understands. Like so, just because it's a no today don't mean it's a no tomorrow. You know what I mean? You gotta go through some things. And I
It's
mean,
probably
maybe
gonna be
because
another
women
month.
don't necessarily have to face that adversity in dating sometimes, they may not be used to
Okay.
understanding that just because somebody tell you no, don't mean that, you know what I'm
And
saying?
but most
But a
women
dude, I'm
understand
sure a
that
lot of
if
dudes
Uh-oh.
understand that
Digging
a
yourself
girl
a
tell
hole
you
there.
no one time, it don't necessarily mean that's no forever.
yeah, but most women understand that typically once you get to that point where you're done with a situation, you're done with a situation, right? And a lot of times that's where you see conflict because you see one and it's not even a man woman thing because there's oftentimes too where a man might be done with a situation and a woman ain't, right?
Right.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you start seeing problems.
True,
So
true.
the conflict comes when one person is done with the situation and the other one is not ready to let go, and it's like your problem with not letting me go is not my problem, right? And the other part about it is that's what I say about Kanye. Like he spent all this time living in Colorado. Now that he's going through this divorce, now all of a sudden he's trying to do everything he can to keep his relationship, but she's over it. It's done. Like you had all this time to do what you were supposed to do. Instead, you was off doing you in the mountains or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so it would seem to me, and that's just the things that we see on the surface, because we have absolutely no idea what goes on behind closed doors with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just
Absolutely.
what it seems like on the surface, and that's the reason why I said it seems toxic to me, because we don't see what's going on behind closed doors, but what we do see, it just to me seems as though she is off it and he is not, and moving across the street is not gonna prove to be as beneficial as we would like to think for the children. It might end up actually doing more harm than good. So, I mean, best of luck to both of them. Hopefully they figure it out, and hopefully the children gain the most out of
Well,
it
I
all.
think that's a good segue. The Kim and Kanye situation is a good segue into the Dr. Dre situation, his divorce.
Yeah.
Um, you
So
know,
for y'all that don't know, Dr. Dre and his ex-wife finally finalized their divorce, and he got to cut her 100 M's. He got to cut her a check for 100 million.
150, I hate it had to be
That's how
him.
Chino
I
gets
mean,
his house
it's
back.
better than the 400. I mean,
Right.
honestly,
I
yeah,
mean, and that's kind of like the look about it. Like 100 M's is a lot of money, but like you said, when the
which is
guy
pretty
gives it up.
interesting because I heard he even had a prenup too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
for
that's
those
pretty
of y'all
interesting.
don't know about prenups, um, there are caveats in prenups. A lot of times people can still get the party that didn't have the higher earnings or higher amount of money or whatever when they entered that prenup. Typically, there's a way for them to get more, and one of those ways is cheating, right? If your spouse was cheating, there's other you know terms and conditions that are in prenups. It just depends on the actual contract itself that will allow for them to get more money. They were together for a very long time. They had assets. He had assets. He engaged her in a lot of things. So you know what I mean. Her getting 100 M's, it's a lot of money, but she was trying to get more. So I don't know. It might have been a catch-22. I think the reason why though is because I think it was alleged she was stolen from his company. from one of his record labels or something. I don't really remember the details about that, but I think that it was alleged, that she had stolen some money, and I think that's because she didn't have clean hands. So that's the reason why she probably got that 100 M's.
Yeah, I don't know what would have happened if he would have fought it more, but I guess they both agreed to the 100 million. I mean, out of 800 million of assets that he has, I guess that's a good deal. At least it's not half he has to give her. So.
And the other thing is, he almost died going through this divorce. I don't know if
And
you
didn't he
guys
have a
remember.
family member that passed away as well?
Yeah, his
Well,
grandmother
They
had
had a
passed,
son.
and
They
then
had
she
a
served
son
him the
that died a
papers
while.
there. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have
like
a son
no.
that passed away a while ago, but I'm talking about during this divorce, he
That's what I'm
had an
saying.
aneurysm. He had a
They
brain
also
aneurysm.
had a family member
Yeah,
that
that
passed
too.
away, and
It
she
was his
served
son.
him at the service.
It was his mom. It was
Yeah,
at his
that's what I'm
mom's
saying.
funeral.
Like,
Yeah, it was
come
at a
on, you think
funeral.
about
Yeah, that's when she
somebody
served him.
that somebody serve you papers at your mom's funeral. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. We separated. I get things. It's, you know what I mean? It's strange. But we can't leave some level of respect and courtesy.
Right.
And I
Right.
get
Take a
it.
day off.
Some people are celebrities. They can make
Dude, that alone
themselves
probably cost us
not
some
be
money
able
too.
to be, you know what I'm saying,
Babysitter.
observed if they don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, served and all of that. But yeah, nah, I
Yeah,
think
it's pretty
that was a
messed up
fine way.
being
That was
I
a
served
fine
that
way
agree.
to
way.
go about that.
I
Yeah.
agree. There's a way to go about handling stuff. You can be amicable and still be kind of. Let me rephrase. I was gonna say ruthless, but that doesn't match. You can be a shark and be amicable. I know that sounds crazy, but you can be.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 3 lawyers sitting on here right now telling you that. Like, I could go hard in court, but that doesn't mean I have to be
Nasty about it.
insensitive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can totally fight the good fight for my client and go hard, but I don't got to be a jerk while I'm trying to do it.
True. And I mean, I think this will lead people to definitely get into relationships with more caution, and especially the fellas, right? Like, you definitely want to be cautious because if it ends up in divorce, everybody's not like Dr. Dre. Everybody don't have that kind of money, so that could really break you. If you're just an average person making average salary, so you don't want to be caught up in that situation and get a divorce if you can avoid it.
Yeah, no, that was tough, but I mean that's a win though for him in the sense that like you said, we didn't have to lose all of his assets in that situation.
Yeah.
Or half his assets. Right?
That's a good segue into the next thing. Quavo was being sued for battery against against a Las Vegas limo driver. Apparently he got the swanging, put his hands on the limo driver, and he decided to sue. Which also too, Lil Wayne has a similar situation too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I saw that. Like a security guard. What's up, Easy?
Yeah, and the security guard was gonna drop the charges and came back and changed his mind. So
yeah, which is crazy to me. Like what the heck happened when you were just like, all right, no, everything cool. You ain't get paid. Check got a little late or something, and now
but you also know how it goes too. Somebody might be like, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone, and then
something happened, and then like
something happened afterwards, and be like, you know what?
Right.
Actually, on
second thought,
you know
what I mean? On second thought, and then.
But you never know. Sometimes, they might have some other opposing evidence against them, or, they might just tell them, like, look, if you don't do this, we'll do this for you. We got you, So it could be one of those type of scenarios.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. As we are talking about, let's see, court and stuff. What's her name? Jessalyn Maxwell. I think that's how you say her name. What's her face's girlfriend?
Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend.
Oh yeah. She was
found guilty.
Was conspiring.
Right
with him. Yeah.
She was found guilty.
Well, they're usually all in it together, Usually, they all know about what's going on.
I keep seeing this meme going around talk about when
those lucid acts.
When you love each other and you're together long enough, you start finishing each other's sentences, and it's a picture of death.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it also reminds me of the situation with the kid that's getting charged in Michigan. Like the parents, how
Oh
they were
yeah, yeah.
complicit,
Oh,
like how they trying to go down with the ship. Kind of
But
mm-hmm.
remind
see,
me of that.
the difference with that is they're charging the parents too. With her, it's like, oh, he killed himself. Well, somebody's going down. Like you're
Yeah,
not
still. Or no, we
Right.
ain't letting you slide just because you a
right,
female on the back end. We on
right.
you.
Right.
Because where she might have been looking at 30 years, now she's looking at 70.
I don't know if y'all also seen the other case that just recently came up. It was the young lady who had I think it was like the blood testing company, and she just recently was arrested for like fraudulently like cooking books and stating that her financials were more than they really were before she was getting ready to take her company public. I need to just give me 1 second. I had to get one of my other phones so I can give you their names, but the numbers was astronomical because she had like investors from like the Walton family, like some of the Gates, as well as other like super wealthy investors who kind of
But she
just was
was
just
doing
like,
Madoff numbers.
yeah. She was
Wow,
doing
that's
crazy and just
Yeah.
ran off on one time.
Did they
And
find her?
she didn't like take off, but like she was just like the numbers was just off. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? The numbers was off. Hold on, I'm about to pull it up in just a
I don't
second.
know how she committed that kind of fraud against those rich people, but
Them people,
Yeah, like they was
right?
like
Rich
that's
they told her
rich.
like
interesting.
you
Cause,
can't check the
'cause-
books. Don't ask me no questions on when your money is supposed to come back. She was talking to them real spicy, like she was
yeah,
talking to them real
how did
spicy.
they even invest in her if she talking like that?
It was just trusting, like, and what they said was like she used like a tactic that was just kind of like making it like so exclusive, like you lucky if I even asked you to invest. So people was like, okay, fine, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Here, take my
I
money.
guess, but I don't know.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah,
For
no, I'm
them
about
to
to give
get
y'all some
fooled
more
like that,
details in
that's
just a second.
pretty
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah. So while you looking that up, another law thing that happened in the news is former Governor Cuomo of New York will not be charged with the sexual harassment crimes that he was accused of that got him kicked out of office. He's
Yeah,
not going to be.
I think the job was finished. They wanted him out. I mean, his brother's gone too, so
They
I
defamed
think
him.
mission accomplished with that. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think.
for
Like,
them.
come on, man. We ain't gonna throw him in jail now. I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
think
come
like,
We
on.
oh
didn't want
well,
him
you
We got
know,
gone.
him.
Right.
His
it's
brother
not
lost his
necessary. We
job.
good. We
Like,
just
all right, we
wanted
good. We
his
good
dirty
now.
self out of office,
Yeah,
and
we
we
ain't
did
gonna. Come
it.
on now.
So
You wanna lock the
we're
nigga
good
up?
now.
Come
He
on
doesn't need to
now.
serve jail time. Like,
Damn, we doing that? That's what we on?
I mean, I don't know what happened. Like,
yeah, I don't know either, but that seemed to be the agenda to get him out of
right,
office.
right,
I
right,
don't know if it was to actually charge him for any type of crime seriously, but just to
right,
make the allegations to apply political pressure for him to be removed. And then his
right.
brother defending him, it's like, okay, you got to go too.
But his brother wasn't. It wasn't just the defending. He was like using CNN resources,
Yeah,
getting
he was caught
information. He
using
was
some stuff
doing
too.
too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
and
mean
he
that's part
shouldn't.
of defending him, right? He
Right, but
was
he's a former prosecutor. He should know better.
he
Like, come
knows
on now,
better, but
bro.
hey,
Yeah,
Mm.
people are
and,
not above the
and
law, man.
especially what these guys say on CNN, how he comes at people for doing shady stuff. It's quite surprising that he was doing something like
It's not
thought of
surprising.
something like
It's
that.
not. You know, it's not surprising, Malik. It's not surprising.
Nah, it's just
That
funny how
happens
they
all the time.
contradict
You know what I'm
themselves. Though, to
saying?
be honest, it's pretty interesting
Mhm.
how they contradict themselves on there.
Elizabeth Holmes. Sorry about that,
That's
guys.
her name, Elizabeth
Yeah,
Oh,
Holmes.
okay,
Elizabeth
Elizabeth Holmes.
Holmes.
That's
They
her
they
name.
consider her to be like she was supposed to be the female. She was gonna be the female. Steve Jobs.
Ah.
Yeah, it was a blood
Oh,
testing
the
startup
one that
company
was
called
changing her
Theranos.
voice and all that other stuff. I
She used
saw
to
a
always wear like
documentary
a
on her.
black. She used to always wear like the black
Yep.
turtleneck. You know what
I
I'm
saw a
saying?
documentary on her. She would change her voice, but she would talk like this and all, and that's not how she talked. And
Yeah, I'm trying to
she
see if I can
was,
get to some of the numbers.
yeah,
She was just a walking piece of fraud, huh?
Yeah, like
pretty
they said,
much.
she
She
was
was
one of the
out there.
rare places that in Silicon Valley entrepreneurs that face a criminal fraud charge.
Yeah,
You
Mm,
know
she
what I'm
was out
saying?
there defrauding people.
I'm trying
wow.
to see if they can get to the numbers though. Here we go.
Cause she
Yeah, so
start she
Thanos
started that
raised
before
nine hundred
Steve
and
Jobs
forty-five
died, or
million
right after he
dollars.
died, or something like that.
They said her company raised $945 million from impressive list of investors, which included, Murdoch, the Oracle founder Larry Ellis, the Walton family, um,
Hmm.
Wow.
and Betsy DeVos. it had a alleged evaluation of $9 billion.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
she was running the game.
and all this whole time cooking the books. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, they did a documentary on her on that scandal. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that they just recently arrested her. But I mean, like, like, do we have to give it its props in the sense of being like, okay, well, she ran up a bag on some rich people. Like, do we feel bad for her in that regards? Like, damn, how y'all let her just get off like that? You feel me? As
I
opposed to us sitting there
mean,
Well,
saying like,
she
on
didn't
one
get
hand,
off.
yes, on
I mean,
another
no, I
hand,
ain't saying
no.
she got off on the case, but
No,
I'm
I
just
know
saying
what you
like, how did she
mean.
But
run?
how did they
How did
let it
y'all
get
get
so
her?
far?
Yeah, like how y'all
Right.
get her
That's
$1
why I
billion
say on one hand,
without knowing
yes.
what's going
On another hand,
on?
that's the reason why I say on one hand, yes, and on another hand, no. Right? Like these people got mad money. Like for lack of just being super professional, they got paper. You know what I'm saying? These people got a
Right.
lot of money, and them losing a couple dollars ain't hurt their money at all. Like Bill Gates is still a friggin' bajillionaire, even though she took him for a couple dollars. You know what I mean? And but
Documents too.
but on the flip side to that, it's like he still earned that money. That's still his money. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I know if I would have put myself in his shoes, I would be tight. Like it's one thing if I gave it to you, it's another thing if you stole it. You know what I mean? And so I
Well,
think
you did give it to her under false pretense, possibly.
that's stealing.
And is it really false? Yeah, it is, because like you said,
Yeah.
she was making it seem like, hey, here's what the statements are, here's what the numbers we really doing, and she
Hmm.
wasn't. So
She was
yeah,
stealing.
she's
So
feeling.
like I said, it's one thing if they gave it to her, it's another thing if she stole it.
Well,
And
actually,
so
we have to be technical. She might have embezzled it, you know what I'm saying? Or
it sounds
got it.
like more like false pretenses because the thing about it is it's like yeah she had a right to the money because they gave it to her but the
That's
thing
my whole
is
thing. Yeah.
right but that's when you have a
But it
rightful
was
ownership
through
and
trickery and it
but
wasn't on an
that's why
honest,
I
like,
say
you feel
false
what I'm saying?
pretenses. Yeah, that's why I say false pretenses because at least with embezzlement it's like all right if I have a bank and I just stole money out of your bank account that's more like embezzling whereas it's like I'm
Yeah,
giving you
yeah,
money under
yeah.
the guises
Larceny
of
under false
attorney.
pretense. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Larceny
Yeah,
under false
because
So
pretense.
embezzlement is usually you were given the money and then
No, but I just wanted to say it wasn't just straight stealing. I understand the difference,
yeah,
but just
yeah,
for our viewers'
it wasn't
purposes.
a larceny,
Yeah.
so to speak, but it was
yeah,
more of
but
a
you know
false
we're
But
pretenses.
it's
using legal
larceny
terms,
under false pretense. That's what I was
right? And
saying.
we're
Like,
using a
Yes,
lot of
yes,
legal
correct.
yeah,
terms. We're
yeah.
using a lot
That's
of
that,
legal
and that's the only
terms.
reason why I wanted to clarify that because again, embezzlement
Right.
to like what Malik just said, or excuse me, Sam was just saying, embezzlement requires you to actually have a right to the money, and then you just misappropriate the way that you were supposed to use it. You're supposed to take it from my cash and put it into my account. You put it
Right.
into your pocket or into somebody
Yeah,
else's
it's like
account. That's
if I have a
embezzlement versus
contract to give you something,
her.
like some money, and then you just run off and just buy something else. It's embezzlement.
Right. But the reason why I said just stealing is because everybody that comes and watches our show ain't
But long
gonna
story
vote.
short, she stole. Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Definitely,
stealing. She was thieving.
she was lying. She was lying.
She thieved the people money. So, all right. The another thing that we wanted to make sure we touched on Amazon. Amazon has to make some changes to Alexa because Alexa decided to tell a 10-year-old girl to go put a penny in an electrical socket.
Oh shit.
Right.
Damn.
So they need to go ahead and make those changes. I'm curious as to what the little kid said to Alexa to get Alexa to tell her to go electrocute herself.
You
Right.
feel me? And who the hell was there to like catch that? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are
Right.
Where's the
these kids
parents?
doing
Where's
there? Y'all
Right.
in
Like,
there
wait,
just
hold
adult
up.
listening to
Like what?
supervision?
what that said? What are
Right.
y'all in there doing? You feel me?
Wait, how old was the
Exactly.
child? Do you know, Sam? Because I'm familiar with the story, but not the age of the child.
10. She was 10.
Oh,
So she
oh.
was old enough potentially to know not to go stick a penny in the electrical socket.
Yeah.
So it could have easily been the
But
electrical
still, that
socket.
shouldn't be even in Alexa's commands to do.
Right,
Right. It's
right.
right. So I'm wondering if maybe Alexa got hacked. Right.
I mean, in this age of a lot of fraud and hacking, it's possible. with
I'm
all the
surprised Alexa didn't.
malware issues going on. So
Right. I
that's
want,
something
and
to
I'm
definitely
surprised.
look
Right.
into.
And I'm surprised Alexa didn't hop on talking about go. Let me talk to you about your extended warranty. You know what
they
I'm
start? What they
saying?
say? They can say that what you call it, to start using social media is like bill collectors. What if one come through your your Alexa? Hey,
I
while you
mean,
sitting
social
there
media
at
is
the house, I just
done.
want to say, mhm, since that what you call it, car commercial just came up, I want to let you know you're late on your car note. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you was looking at that last car commercial, and that car ad that you like. Want to remind you that you can just say pay right now out loud, and we can automatically make that
The
payment.
government needs to do something about these telemarketers and scammers. It is out of control. It's
Hey,
out of control.
relentless. Everybody's trying to make a dollar.
Right. Right.
So
And also too, at the end of the year, we had three very iconic people pass away. We had John Madden. So you've been living under a rock your whole life and you don't know who John Madden is. John Madden is in the NFL. He was extremely influential. That's why when you see people out there playing Madden, you know, the football game on the video games, it was coined after him. Like
yeah, I spent
John
many
Madden
hours
was,
of my life playing that
He was
game. You
absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
I even played in a Madden tournament, so it has a special
Okay.
place in my heart. Yeah, played
yeah,
second.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
he was
Yeah, I
Madden
went to
amazing.
the
definitely helped with a lot of
semifinals.
young
Yeah,
men.
actually
Like
the
in the
finals.
video game era for us, I kind of felt like Madden and Call of Duty were like two games that kind of like really revolutionized. And Call of Duty, I mean, what is that? Grand Theft Auto. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
play like GTA for
Yeah,
sure. But
Mhm.
he also just wanted to say he was a player in the NFL as well, and then he also
Right.
coached and then
Yeah.
became an announcer.
yeah, he
And
was a
Yeah.
so,
player, but
um,
he had hurt his knee or something, so he
yeah,
couldn't
he had a
really
lot of
play
success
in
as
the
a coach. Yeah.
NFL once he got
Yeah.
drafted.
That's
So
it.
he just became a coach,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and he
So
never
rest
had a
in
losing season.
right.
Oh
And
So
he
rest
was
wow.
in peace to
winningest coach
John.
in NFL history.
Yeah. So rest in peace to John Madden. He was 85 years old. Another person that died like literally like maybe the next day or within 2-3 days was Desmond Tutu. Now, if
Mm.
you all don't know who Desmond Tutu is, I implore you to do your research. Desmond Tutu is Bishop Desmond Tutu. He's an African man, and during the apartheid, he was key in ending apartheid. So while what's his name, Mandela was in jail, Desmond Tutu, he also went to prison and got out, and he was in
Second,
government,
y'all.
and he did a whole bunch of things to help end apartheid in Africa. If you don't know what apartheid in Africa is very similar to Jim Crow in America, and apartheid ended in Africa in the 80s. So when people start talking about, oh yeah, no, that was so long ago. No, it wasn't. Not, especially not in Africa, because that ended in like the mid 80s,
Okay, back.
right?
Yeah.
And so Desmond Tutu was paramount in ending apartheid in the continent of Africa.
Hmm.
Um, and he was an amazing man. He was 90 years old. So rest in peace to Desmond Tutu.
Rest
And
in peace. You know.
and then the other person that passed away on New Year's Eve, we just needed her to make it just a couple more freaking months to get to her birthday, a couple weeks to get to her 100th birthday. Rest in peace, Betty White. We love
Mm.
us some Betty White. She's known for being Rose on the Golden Girls. One thing about Betty White that I learned about her life, you guys can chime in, um, but she used to have her own show, like a talk show or something like that back in the day. And there was a black guy who came to perform on her show. I can't remember if he was a saxophonist or something like that. Anyway, it was at a time where they didn't want um, him to be on the show. The powers that be didn't want him to be on the show. So what she did was she didn't just put him on the show, she gave him extra time. You know what I'm saying? And her show ended up getting canceled as a result. But
Right.
she made that sacrifice for the people, you know? Because just because of somebody's color, the color of somebody's skin, she knew it wasn't right to treat people that way. And that's one of the things I loved about Betty White. She was funny.
Shout
And
out
she
Kier. I
wasn't.
appreciate you tapping in. And
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
definitely a nice gesture, and that was definitely a nice moment and we need more moments from people who, proclaim that they're allies of other groups
Right.
of people, specifically black people in this case. Like, you can't just say that you're for black people, but like, what are you doing? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
type of fight are you fighting? So talk is cheap, literally. It's
Exactly.
free.
Yeah.
Most people can speak, so
Right.
talk is very, very cheap.
And she
So
also did it
shout
at
out
a
to her for that.
time where, and she also did it in a time where it was harder to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Absolutely.
so shout out to Betty White. Rest
So
in
she
peace. She was,
sacrificed potential dollars to, aid in black
Mm-hmm.
people's causes here in the United
All right,
States.
she might not
yeah,
even
so,
have did the Golden Girls. Had everything went with that good, she would have
But
been
then again,
set.
there's that blessing in disguise. Golden Girls.
Right.
She's going down in
Everything happened for a
history.
reason.
She'll never be
yeah,
forgotten. So that's great.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So shout out to her for standing up for what was right and having integrity.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to Betty White. And
Anything
I have
else on our
I have
plate?
I have two more things left.
All right, let's
Mm,
One
eat.
good.
thing I
Quickly.
wanted to mention real quick is it's not on the list, but I wanted to talk about it real quick. Was Antonio Brown pretty much telling the Buccaneers to go screw in the middle of the game, taking
Wow.
his jersey off and deucing.
Yeah, I'm
There was
still
no
waiting out for more information to come about with that. But I mean, this guy has been making noise across the league, and because of his talent, he keeps getting shot after shot after shot, and that could be shots other people could be getting. So, but until I know more information, I don't want to speak too much about the situation on his
Well, I just wanted to
end.
say that it's being speculated. There's speculation as to reasons why that all happened. It's either A, because they kept sidelining him and he was so close to elevating, right? I think he was due
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like,
he was due like a certain amount of bonuses that was going to add up to almost like $1.2 million, I think,
yeah,
based off his stats for the
performance.
season.
And yeah, and he was
So
close to it. And so
yeah,
he kept getting benched. But
but
then
I mean,
there's
he had a
also,
fake vaccination card. He had a lot of going on.
which
So
is the
they
flip
should have
side to what
sat.
you
They
said.
probably should have sat him for the year. But they brought him back. Tom Brady was,
Because
making his
it
case for him,
instrumental.
arguing on his behalf,
Yeah.
advocating for him,
Hmm.
and other
I mean,
people. But it's
So
been so much turmoil surrounding him that
right, and
they
that's
should
the
have
flip
shut him
side to what
down.
I right. That's the flip side to what I was gonna say. So you have the theory of him getting being so close to getting that bonus, and then you have the theory about his mental health. So and whether or not he suffers from CTE and all of that kind of stuff. So it's more to come on the Antonio Brown
Yeah, I
situation.
wouldn't speak about the mental health too much until more information comes out. But the vague vaccination card would have been enough for me to shut him
Well, I mean,
down.
I think they've been concerned about his mental health even before when Tom Brady brought him to the Patriots and all that stuff. Like, because remember he got into some trouble a while back, and so
Yeah,
I think his mental health has been
yeah,
a
he got in trouble
concern.
with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
yeah.
so his mental health has been a concern for a while now, and
No,
we
I
don't
definitely think that
know.
that's something that we definitely have to take an eye out to look for and in consideration and be mindful of because,
Mm-hmm,
mental health is such a big issue. And if we seeing someone kind of struggling with that as they're,
mm-hmm.
living and surviving, it sucks, especially just, oh, he crazy, he's stupid, da, da, da. Like, you can't just cash that out like that. And if the team knew that they had mental illness, you got to remember too, like, by no means do I think you can't sit there and just blame this on Antonio Brown. Like, if Chris Godwin and good and Mike Evans was okay, they probably would have let him go. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't this. They don't. Hey, they ain't keep you around just because you kind of sort of may have been dealing with some mental illness and we got social here self health care for you. They don't care. You feel what I'm saying? So it was because you could provide something for that team at that time. And I think unfortunately, if he does suffer for some things, and you all add on top of that, somebody playing with your money, I think that's sometimes enough. You can be of the most sane mind, and somebody can play with your money, and that can turn you to act out. So I think that you know, we have to sit back and look at things and not necessarily be so quick to draw judgment on it, especially when we don't necessarily know what people are dealing with inside and what we're might be witnessing as a people. But it
Mm-hmm.
definitely was a better way for him to handle that situation, and it's unfortunate that that it went down like that.
So rock the mic.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, what else did you want us to
The
discuss?
last thing I had on our list was the CDC changing the requirements. So the CDC
Out to
is
the
changing
5 day.
quarantine requirements from 2 weeks to 5 days, which I mean, on one hand, for people's mental health, I get it, but for people's physical health, I don't get it. Because they're pretty much saying, like, if you're asymptomatic, you can go back to work, which then in turn does what?
Hmm.
Spreads COVID. Like, it just spreads it. And that's part of the problem
But
here in
see,
America.
they're also
Hold on, let me
what I
finish what I'm
don't.
saying.
Go ahead, Sam. What are you
Terminator.
saying?
That in part is part of the problem, I think, here in America, how we allow corporations to run a country, right? Because the thing of it is that when you have corporations complaining that people aren't coming to work because they got COVID, then the CDC changes the guidelines to help accommodate corporations and business and money. That means it just further shows that they don't really care about the people. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. It might look differently to others, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but that's just what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that it's really weird that they're changing the quarantine requirements when the new variant is out and it's supposed to be even more contagious and more deadly, right?
The
So
IHG.
and they're also recommending everybody gets boosters. I just got a notification that they're recommending that even 12 to 17-year-olds can get the booster shot. So they want us to get a third shot, but they're going to lessen the quarantine, which is supposed to, combat the virus besides, wearing your mask and besides, getting vaccinated and stuff like that. So it's just all over the place. I don't really like how like the CDC just changing stuff all the time,
They're pretty much just
switching
telling
it
us to go
around.
figure it out.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it'd be nice if they just say, "Hey, we don't really know everything, so just everything's fluid.
Be honest.
This is
Yeah,
what we got
yeah,
right now."
yeah,
So
yeah.
they're just
Which I
like
think that's
changing
how we have to
stuff.
pretty much have to approach it anyhow, because things are changing every so often. Like you said, there's new
Every 30
variants that's
days
kind
is
of
something
coming
new.
out, and then we watching to see if it go
February
from
would be
over
something new.
there to over here to there. So we don't even know. Maybe by June or something like that, it may be something else
Yeah.
going on. But
Then
um,
they got the crazy flu Rona or Rona flu or whatever they're calling it.
Floronza, like
Whatever, right.
they're
They
trying
got
to
that.
combine what
flu and corona.
the corona with
Yeah.
the influenza, right? So
Yeah. I don't want
so
no parts of that. And then they just came out the IHU. I'm sorry, there's they have a new variant called the IHU that came out in France, and the thing has 46 different mutations.
Mm.
So it's like,
and another issue that we are having is that the CDC is saying that these PCR tests are very faulty, and if they
yep,
touch salt water or something, it's hard for them to distinguish a regular flu, from the actual
coronavirus.
coronavirus. So they're like these PCR tests they have us like you can be positive but false positive. So it's like the testing needs to get better. So it's like it could be potentially be a situation where thousands of cases aren't really cases. It could be
Right.
something
Could
else.
be
It could be the
people
flu. It could
staying
be a
at home
common
and they
cold. It
fine.
could be who knows.
Or
So
people coming back saying they're negative and they are
I don't know.
positive as hell,
Maybe you had
spreading
too
the
much
love.
mucus in your nose and it came back positive. Like you just
Right.
don't know the way like these tests are. So I hope they can work. They need to work on testing too. They keep worrying about the quarantining time. I think good testing and reliable testing is very important so we can get better numbers. Because
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like the numbers are more than what it probably actually is,
Yeah, the
or it
data
could be
the data's
less.
off. Or maybe
Or,
less. The data's just off. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because it's first off, you're talking about a group of people that have to voluntarily go get tested, right? There's people out there that refuse to get tested, let alone vaccinated. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So
True.
if you have people out here who refuse to have a stick put up their nose, which I mean, I
Because
totally
nobody wants to
understand.
wear a mask. That's for sure.
Right. You have people that don't want to wear masks. You have people that don't want to get tested. You have people that don't want to get vaccinated. Of course, corona's going to spread, especially too when you don't trust the test and you don't trust the vaccine, and the mask is an inconvenience.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? But at the same time, these are the things that they're telling us that we need to do in order to remain protected. So I mean,
Yeah, just wear your mask and just try to stay out of people's face
For
as much
sure,
as you
for
can.
sure.
right.
That's
Definitely
the
want to
best
drop our
thing you can do.
socials real
And
quick.
wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands, take a shower, do all that stuff that you're supposed to be doing in the first place.
Right. Wash your hands.
But
That's
yeah,
very
I think if
important.
that's all Sam has, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We had a little good turnout tonight. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be changing a few things this year, so we'll keep y'all updated. I'll definitely have a different social media page besides this one, but y'all guys can follow this one, Malik M. Foster. Um, and you can catch us. We're going to have our YouTube shows. We're thinking about switching it from being live on Facebook to a pre-recorded show, but it'll be posted on YouTube as well. So you can check us out there at Counterpoise Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. Shows will still be posted, but it might not be a live show like it usually is. So that's all I have
That's
on
the
my
new
end.
Facebook show. We're still gonna come to you. What's Up Wednesday live?
Yeah, what's a Wednesday live? Yeah, sorry, 8:30ish. So 8:30ish. What's a Wednesday? Same time, same place.
Absolutely. You guys can catch me at that guy 2104. I may have some new socials coming for y'all as I got to get back on Facebook and some other stuff going. So I'll keep y'all posted.
So check it out. Because I'm an innovator, I already changed my socials. So I want you all to go ahead and make sure you follow me right here on IG at Samantha ESQ_counterpoise. So that's SAMANTHAESQ_counterpoise. So you can follow me right there like that, right here on IG. And then on Facebook, it's same thing, Samantha ESQ, but there's no underscore. It's just a space, like Counterpoise is my last name. Samantha ESQ space Counterpoise. So you can check me out on Facebook and right here on Instagram with those two socials. And again, like Malik said, make sure you check us out on our Facebook page and right here on IG at Counterpoise Podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can always catch our back episodes. Our What's Up Wednesdays are also going to start getting posted there as well. So make sure you keep a lookout for some of our changes. Hopefully you like them. And we will see you guys soon. Deuces. And
Thank
thank y'all
you.
again for joining us for our first
Peace.
episode of
Another year.
2022.
All right. See y'all. Appreciate
All
everybody
right.
tapping
Take
in.
care, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace. Deuces.
Peace.